and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. It turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
The View host's savage takedown of Trump after his joint address to Congress has political gist lovers losing their minds. And the fallout's about to get ugly. Hold on to your hats, political thrill seekers, because this is a kind of scorched earth showdown that'll have you glued to the screen, popcorn in hand, screaming, "Give me more."
You know, before we get into the Democratic response, I just want to say I really miss Congress. Remember them?
Yeah.
They used to make the decisions and make the laws, and now we have nothing but executive orders.
Yeah.
The View host didn't just go after Donald Trump following his joint address to Congress. They annihilated him, ripped him to shreds, and left his ego bleeding out on the studio floor in a glorious, fiery heap. It was a masterclass in unfiltered savagery, a verbal beatdown so relentless that even Trump's most diehard MAGA minions must have felt the sting.
Yeah, because the Democratic Party response to last night's joint address to Congress was delivered by Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin. Take a look.
America wants change, but there's a responsible way to make change and a reckless way. And we can make that change without forgetting who we are as a country.
Ding. Whoopi Goldberg and her posse of truth-slinging co-hosts turned Trump's big moment into a political piñata, and they swung with the force of 1,000 gavels. You knew it was coming.
President Trump loves to say peace through strength. That's actually a line he stole from Ronald Reagan. But let me tell you, after the spectacle that just took place in the Oval Office last week, Reagan must be rolling in his grave. Don't tune out. It's easy to be exhausted, but America needs you now more than ever. Hold your elected officials, including me, accountable.
Trump's bombastic return to congressional spotlight was like tossing a lit match into a room full of gasoline, and the View crew was ready to set ablaze. It all started when Trump swaggered up to the podium, chest puffed out, delivering a speech that was pure, unadulterated red meat for his base. He crowed about his unmatched achievements, took wild swings as foes, and painted himself as America's last hope against the woke apocalypse. Vintage Trump, dripping with bravado and light on facts. But the View wasn't about to let him strut away unscathed. Oh no, these ladies smelled weakness, and they pounced like a pack of wolves on a wounded deer. What followed was a takedown so brutal, so deliciously vicious, that it's already the stuff of daytime TV legend. Political gist lovers, this one's for you. Because when Whoopi, Joy, Sonny, and the gang get rolling, it's a roller coaster of chaos you won't forget.
The woman last year. But what I really wanted to talk about was something that you just said, that we don't have a separation of powers anymore.
No. Right.
And there was a moment there that really stopped my heart. And that was when Trump shook hands with the members of the Supreme Court who were there. And those were Kavanaugh, Kagan, Barrett, and Justice Roberts. He said to Justice Roberts, thank you again, won't forget it. Now, what do you think he was referring to? Something like
I thought he helped him get into the men's room?
Well, no. The immunity that he basically passed on, correct?
Whoopi Goldberg kicked things off with a vengeance, her voice a thunderclap of fury and disdain. This man thinks he's a king of the world, but all I see is a washed-up con artist who can't stop crying about losing, she roared, tearing into Trump's endless 2020 obsession like it was a personal insult. She accused him of hijacking Congress for his own ego trip, glossing over the messy reality of his presidency. You know, little things like January 6th and his laundry list of legal woes. Whoopi's been gunning for Trump since he first rode down that golden escalator. And this time she wasn't just throwing punches. She was dropping bombs. Her tirade was a confetti cannon of accusations, from he's a danger to democracy to he's a walking reality TV rerun. And she made it clear she's done playing nice with the Orange Menace. Then Joy Behar swooped in, the queen of cutting one-liners, and oh boy, did she deliver. Joint address? More like a joint hallucination, she cackled, her smirk practically audible as the crowd erupted. Joy shredded Trump's speech like it was a cheap script, calling it a parade of lies so old they got cobwebs. She didn't stop there. She dragged his beautiful wall of fantasies, his tax cut brags, even his hair.
So that he would
does have
not
a lot of
be
immunity.
liable for the January 6th insurrection, if I recall.
He has a significant amount of immunity from this court, and I think, most people know now that the Supreme Court's approval rating is lower than it's ever been in the history of the court.
To say thank you to the Chief Justice
It's
and for his personal victory
It's
shows
wholly
you there are
inappropriate.
no separations of powers anymore. The Congress is in the bag, Supreme Court is in the bag. I'm thinking that's what he was thinking anyway.
Can I add to that? Because, while I didn't watch it, I was looking for signs of an opposition party, which is what the Democratic Party must be at this point, not a resistance, because resistance is passive. Opposition is active. And I think that what I saw when Representative Al Green stood up and said, you don't have a mandate to take away Medicaid, and he was tossed out, I expected the rest of his Democratic caucus, the rest of his colleagues to walk out with him. Because alone you can survive, but together you thrive. That is the energy that we need. They should have stood with him in solidarity. And we had Karine Jean-Pierre here on this show yesterday, and she said, we have to have a sense of urgency as we move forward, and we cannot do it the way we have in the past. This is not normal. It is a 5-alarm fire. And what I want to say to the Democrats is, you can't play by the rules with a party that has thrown away the rule book.
That's
you
right.
Cannot do it.
Because Joy's not here to mince words. She's here to mince egos. He's still waiting for Mexico to pay up. Maybe he should check his spam folder, she quipped. And you could almost hear Trump fuming from Mar-a-Lago. Joy's been a thorn in his side for years, and this was her sharpening the blade to a razor's edge. Sonny Hostin, the legal powerhouse, brought the heat with cold, hard precision. He's up there preaching unity and strength, but he's still ducking accountability like it's a full-time job. She snapped, her tone dripping with prosecutorial disdain. Sonny dissected Trump's address like a forensic accountant, exposing every contradiction, his law and order shtick clashing with his own rap sheet, his America First rhetoric undercut by his dictator fan club.
And I think she gave Democrats the winning message that they flailed to have. But I thought the antics on the floor were not helpful. I don't think that waving a cane is the optics that the Democrats want in this moment.
What should they have done?
I don't think holding up signs which are now just being mocked on the internet. It's like, who is advising these people?
This is a man who thinks he's above the law. But the law's got a long memory, she warned, and you could feel the weight of her words landing like a gavel. Sonny didn't just call him out. She put him on trial, and the verdict was guilty as charged. Even the newer blood, Sarah Haynes and Alyssa Farah Griffin, jumped into the fray, proving this was a full-team assault. Sarah hit Trump with a skeptical, show-me-the-money vibe, questioning his vague policy promises with side-eye that could melt steel. He's all talk, no substance. Where's the plan, Donald? She pressed, her calm delivery masking a savage burn. Alyssa, the ex-Trump staffer turned turncoat, dropped some juicy behind-the-scenes dirt, hinting that his team was scrambling to make this drivel sound coherent. Together, they turned Trump's moment of triumph into a laughingstock, a circus where he was a clown, and not the fun kind. But here's where it gets juicy, folks. Trump's not about to let this slide. You know the man. He's got skin thinner than a tissue and a temper hotter than a volcano. Words already leaking that he's pacing the halls of Mar-a-Lago, ranting about those View witches and plotting his counterstrike. The View's demolition job wasn't just a TV segment. It was a declaration of all-out war, and Trump's got a track record of hitting back with venom. Whispers are swirling that his legal sharks are circling, ready to slap defamation suits on Whoopi and crew for daring to tarnish his golden reputation. Yeah, we're chuckling too, but Trump's serious. He's made it crystal clear that if you swing at him, you'd better brace for a double dose of payback. And the View just took a haymaker. This isn't just a spat, it's a power play, and the View might have been off more than they can chew. Trump's not alone in this fight. He's got deep-pocketed allies, from MAGA megadonors to his rabid fan base, all itching to see Whoopi's empire crumble. Sources say he's already rallying the troops, plotting a media blitz to flip the script. Think fiery truth social rants, Fox News appearances, maybe even a boycott to bleed the View dry. And don't rule out the courts. Trump sued for less, and his team's got the resources to drag this out until Whoopi's begging for mercy. He's not just after revenge. He's after dominance, and the View's smackdown might have handed him the perfect excuse to flex. But the drama doesn't stop with Trump. Oh no, this is a multi-front war now. Insiders hint that other big names are watching, ready to pounce if the view keeps swinging. Take Elon Musk. For instance, Whoopi's tossed barbs his way before, and he's got the cash and clout to make her regret it. Imagine Musk joining Trump's legal crusade, turning this into a billionaire backlash that buries the view under a mountain of lawsuits. Then there's a wild card, conservative heavyweights like Ted Cruz or Marjorie Taylor Greene, who'd love nothing more than to see these liberal harpies silenced. The View's been a lightning rod for years, and this Trump takedown might have lit the fuse on a powder keg. For now, though, the political gist lovers are in paradise. The View's assault on Trump was a symphony of outrage, wit, and raw, unapologetic truth, a daytime TV bloodbath that left no survivor. Trump's joint address was supposed to be his comeback tour, but Whoopi and her squad turned it into his obituary, and the ink's still wet. The fallout's brewing, and it's going to be a doozy. Legal battles, media meltdowns, and a clash of titans that'll keep us hooked for months. So grab your snacks, lock the doors, and don't touch that remote, because this roller coaster is just hitting the drop, and the screams are about to get louder.